Hello Internet, I'm Manoj. I work as a full stack web engineer at PayPal. In this video, I'll be migrating the REST server that we have built over the course of two videos into a GraphQL server. So let's start migrating the REST API server into a GraphQL. Let me bring up the editor. So as you can see, we have exposed four different endpoints. We have provided a lot of different functionalities. Now, for the sake of this, I'll retain this file as it is, and I'll create a file called server.js. This will be a GraphQL server here. And for converting this server into a GraphQL server, I'm going to be using a module called GraphQL Yoga. So as you can see here, this provides a fully featured GraphQL server with focus on easy setup, performance, and great developer experience. I'll be putting a link to this in the video description. You can see some of the features like it's GraphQL spec compliant, supports file upload, subscriptions, and provides this playground, and it provides a lot of different additional functionalities that you can build your production grade servers using this node module. So I'm going to be using the same. So I'll install GraphQL Yoga. While it gets installed, since I know what it exports, I'll require it GraphQL Yoga. Now I'll also import my database dot slash database. Yeah. So for GraphQL server, you need to provide the type definitions, that is your schema, whatever your system exposes. You'll have to provide the schema or the type definitions, and you'll also have to implement corresponding resolvers for each of these fields. We have spoken about it in my first video, like every type needs to have its own resolver, and GraphQL also provides a default resolvers for every field. So I'll add some type definitions. This will be a string. Now, first thing will be a query. So I'll expose four different queries, one for list and one for details products, and one for brand list and one for details of the brand. So get products list will give out a list of product. I'll specify what product is. This will accept an argument called id, which is a string, and this will specify a comma here, and use a mandatory thing, and get brands list. Now again this will return a list of brands. Get brand details. Now again this accepts an argument called id. Now as you can see, string is a scalar type, but the product and brands are not. We'll have to define those types here. Now this will be again what all it exposes. We can look at our JSON file. So it exposes something ID, name, brand ID, description, availability, price. Again, price can be one more field which contains its own subfields for currency and value, which are scalar. So first name, description, availability, brand ID, again a name. Oh, sorry, this will be a string, and all these are required. Sorry, description need not be a required thing. Availability is equal, and then price will be again a different type altogether. Same thing goes for brand, name will be string. Now we define price to be a separate type, so this will be currency. Sorry about that. Currency is a string, value is a, actually it should be float for now, let's keep it as in. Now we have defined what are the schema that this exposes, what are the type definitions. We need to implement resolvers for the same things. This will be an object. Now what you can see, as you can see, query, use the same thing here. Query. Now for products list, this is get products list. For now I'll implement a simple thing which fetches from the DB. This will return everything in the database, get product details. So a resolver takes three arguments. One is the root. Uh, I'll come to each of these things. Second is the parameters that we pass, which will be an object. In this case, we'll pass ID, so we'll restructure it, and then the context. This again changes for querying subfields. I'll come to the execution algorithm later, how it works. So db dot products dot get, so the ID. Now same thing for brands, db dot brands dot list, get brand details, db dot brands dot get. Now root ID context. So you have defined type this and rules. Time to combine this both the things and form a server. Server, oops, new GraphQL server, and you pass an object which contains type defs that you have defined and also corresponding resolvers. I'll implement a simple server. So server.listen you specify. Okay, I think it's server.start. Yeah. So by default, this server runs at port 400. Server listening at 4. Cool. We have built a graphical server, and let's start this thing with, instead of npm start, I'll give node server.js. It's a server listening at 4000. Now I lift this endpoint. Wow. I'll remove this. I had already experimented with this. So this provides a document which provides all the schema documentation in the system. As you can see, get products list. It returns a list of product, and product has its own type, name, description, availability, brand ID, price. Product details returns product. Branch list returns a list of brand, and brand contains something called name field. Now I'll write my query. First query, get products list. Now if I press control space here, it lists all the available fields that this returns. I'll need the name, I need the availability, and I need the price. And as I have said, your query should result to a scalar value. You can't retrieve whole price in the query. You need a scalar value. So I need the value here. So as you can see, the query structure matches the result structure, and I get the list of all the products that are there in my system and just the fields that I asked for. Now, as you can see in single endpoint, I have got this. This is in REST API also. I would have it products list endpoint. I would have fetched this information. But if I wanted a detail of specific product, I I wanted to, if I wanted to get the details of product, I would have to fire a different API call, which would be again a round trip to a server. Instead, in GraphQL, I can even query this in the same request, get product details, and ID is a required thing. So let me fetch the which product information shall I fetch this information of iPad Pro. I'll specify the ID 9872. Name, I need the name, availability, price, value. I'll also need brand ID. As you can see, it returns the result without any errors. And at the end, it also returns product details of a specific product that I asked for. Name is iPad Pro, availability is 3, price is 1.2 lakh, and brand ID is 5670. Cool. So here we have built a simple GraphQL server. We have converted our server into a GraphQL server with basic functionalities. In my next video, I'll be talking about how do you implement the sort and filter capabilities. And also I'll talk about mutation and subscription. How do you add mutations to this if I want to add any product into my store? How do I add it? And how do I create a subscription? I'll be talking about all this in my next upcoming video. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe to this video, and also do let me know your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.